You are looking live at the Halifax Forum in beautiful Halifax, Nova Scotia. It's game number 3 of the 2019 Nova Scotia Pee-wee Provincial Championships. It is the West Hants Warriors in the white and orange blue jerseys taking on the Sydney Steelers, and they are in the blue and white. Hi everybody, Dan Hobson along for the call. Chase Kroll, the starting goaltender, and he's going to be the starting goaltender throughout these championships here for the West Hants Warriors, as they only have one goaltender. In the meantime, the Warriors are pressing, and their starting goaltender is Brody Campbell, and he's tested early, just a few seconds into this one, 13 to be precise, and he covers up. So glad you could join us here for the championships, and if you want to find out the latest standings, you can head to Hockey Nova Scotia, as they are keeping an update. The Provincial Day of Champions tab, hit it, and you'll see the Pee-wee Provincial Championships right on the bottom and the date. Click the link, and it will get you the stats. And so far right now, a couple of teams tied for first place, but of course the goals differential will be the determining factor. And we'll get everybody updated on the standings there after the second intermission. But right now, of course, the Tossa Ducks with a win. Wrist shot, and this is a guy you got to keep your eye on here is William Shields, number 9. The West Hants Warriors are one of those unique teams in the league, but in the meantime, it's the Steelers that come out with the puck. A partial breakaway there for Jennings, and just in the nick of time has his stick lifted before he can get the shot. But to finish my point here on William Shields, 49 goals, 14 assists in the Nova Scotia mainland Pee-wee AAA Hockey League. They finished first in those standings, won the league championship, and are representing that league here. And also Picto's here as well. And the Pictou came out on the loss to those Ducks by a score of 6-1. And the Glace Bay Miners with a victory earlier today. So we're into game number 3, and the Warriors pressing early. There's a shot from well out, hits a couple of sticks and goes towards the corner. West Hants Warriors with some pressure, slapping it in is Jodry there for the Warriors. There's a slapper from well out, and a shot there by McCullough Messam there from about 50 feet out. Nice little move here. Here's Kroll now, Porter Kroll. Doesn't pull the trigger, curls away. Back to the point here. Wrist shot that doesn't get through, is that's Hood's shot. It hits the body and goes towards the corner. Steelers having difficulty clearing here, early stages here, as we pass the 2-minute mark here of the opening frame. Hood there, had the puck momentarily there for the Warriors. With one hand on the stick, sends it to the blue line. Jodry had to come in and keep it alive, and does, but not for long, as that's sent back out to center ice. Warriors happy, try to settle it down. There's a pass a little bit too far out of the reach there, Leopold. Hood there. Loses bounds, there's a wrist shot. Hey, Leopold, and that goes wide of the net, but they're looking pretty good, and they're knocking on the door right now. This team that finished, as I said, first place in the Nova Scotia Mainland Hockey League, 23-0-1. Not a shabby record. And of course, the Sydney Steelers, they're pretty good as well. Second place in the Cape Breton Pee-wee AAA Hockey League, 17 wins and 8 losses. Is a wristers wide that time. So that's what's up for grabs here for this one. One team will find themselves 1-0 after day number 1. And our final game coming up will be the Halifax Day to play 2. Everybody will play 2 tomorrow. It's a long day here at the rink starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll tee that up as Davison was just bumped there. The forward wearing number 16 there for the West Warriors. Back down it goes. And the Warriors will try to settle it down. Sarah Leopold. We talked about, so of course, this league seeing some great stars and great female players that have gone on to the Nova Scotia Female Hockey League, and you know that Leopold is also up there in terms of points. She didn't get any in the playoffs, but in the regular season had 6 assists in 21 games. So doing very well to make this West Warrior team, and you can see that she's got some jets. To keep an eye on number 15, Sarah Leopold for the West Hants Warriors. Puck out to center ice. As we're coming up to the 4-minute mark here of period number 1, still waiting for our first one between the Sydney Steelers and the West Hants Warriors here at the Provincial Championships. Centering pass, and trying to take it onto the backhand was the West Hants Warriors. They were unsuccessful. Rousseau there, unable to handle it. There's a wrist shot from well out there by McCullum Messam, and scores on the rebound. Team captain Shields again. Sometimes what's so hard here at this development side is the inability to make, check your man and knock him down. You can't hit in this league. It's a penalty for body contact, but you could just probably try to maybe, impede the progress or try to get in the way so that they don't have the easy tap in. But that was an easy tap in there for William Shields. Might be a name that he's probably heard a lot. Probably a lot of PA systems here in the province. As I said, 63 points in the regular season and 14 in tournaments. Here's Fitzgerald trying to get that goal back there, and a wrist shot is stopped there by Kroll. Had a little bit of a loose rebound for just a quick millisecond and covers up for the stoppage and play. Seymour on the draw, and we'll send it back. So you can see that the Steelers trying to get that goal back quickly as they're going to send the Carew, Kennedy, and Seymour line out there. Doesn't have a name on the back of his jersey, but if you're wondering, number 48 is Nathan Curry playing defense. So if the Currys are watching back at Sydney, we'll make sure we'll get name dropped here. Of course, Sydney's Steelers doing very well. Had a good regular season. But boy, that was just a tough Glace Bay Mariner team that they had to face in the playoffs. And they get here at this format, and all of a sudden they find themselves trailing. And the West Hants Warriors, now as I say, they play in the Mainland League. And in the Mainland League, there was only 2 teams that were above 500, 3 at 500 in the regular season. The Truro Bearcats were 11-11. And everybody else was below 500, pardon me. So all of a sudden you may wonder, maybe benefit here Sydney may not have to face some of the tougher competition. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, the same thing can be also said here for the West Hants Warriors, the same thing for them. And another stop there by Campbell. Shot from well out of Rister. You're going end to end, so it's good pace here so far at the Halifax Forum. Puck in center ice. To Brett has it now. To Brett cuts towards the middle. Goes down on the play. Referee's arms stay down, so looks like he fell down on the play before he can get the shot. And now we have a penalty coming up. Our first one of the game. And it is body contact. We talked about it earlier, and this is what, all of a sudden you get to the intensity, you get the playoffs, you get the championships, and all of a sudden what comes natural to you is to hit the man, and that's what McEmber did. So he'll set 2 or less. The back official makes the call. It's usually seen to be the way things are going, is the back official sees something that the official right close to the plate doesn't see. So a slapper there from Gillis. It doesn't get through, but Steelers keep possession of it. A one-timer being set up. Oh, it's picked off. Here comes Kroll. Porter Kroll going in. Short-handed chance. Power play opportunity here for the Steelers. Brought to you by Atlantic Acura. And the stop made by Campbell. Atlantic Acura, the official sponsor of power plays here at the 2018 Nova Scotia PeeWee Provincial Championships here in Halifax. And a short-handed chance there, and a nice close one there by Porter Kroll. Steelers win the draw. Corbett has it now. Well, backhanded. Nobody in particular. The linesman has to do a skip to Malou to get out of the way of that one. Tanea Sparks had it momentarily there for the Warriors. Now it's McCullough Messam now. McCullough Messam stops. Our producer, Neil Gordon, was saying about how big he was. He is a monster. A size that you just don't really see in Pee Wee. But I mean, this is what's so different about this Pee Wee League. You could have somebody that's like 4'11", 87 pounds, and then have somebody right at about close to the 6 foot mark and right around 180. So, and he's a defenseman, so a big defenseman are always on the lookout. And could he be a future Valley Wildcat? That's the thing. Playing in the Nova Scotia Major Bantam Hockey League, you'll have to keep an eye on him. Robert McCullough-Messam wearing number 18. Well, there's 43 seconds left here in the penalty there for body contact. Mackenberg's in the box. Noah Mackenberg, pardon me. Past the halfway point, 7:02 left to go here in the first period. West Hants Warriors lead 1-0. And their fans probably watching back home are saying, guess who scored the goal? Just kidding. William Shields, doing it all year long, has been. As I mentioned off the top, 63 points in the regular season, 14 in tournament play. 49 goals, 14 assists. And in the tournaments, 11 goals, 4 assists. So he knows how to find the back of the net. 60 goals combined. That's a heck of a season to talk about. So you know, probably the Valley Wildcat organization probably licking their chops in this one. Here comes Shields now with a burst of speed. Shields now going in. Shields backhand scores! He did it again. Mackenberg tried to shorthanded goal there for Shields. Time out of the goal, 8 minutes and 38 seconds. It's 2-0. Confusion now as Warriors were short one player. So as soon as Mackenberg returns, there'll be even strength there. So a shorthanded goal by Shields. He's got one even strength, has one shorthanded. He's the goal markers here for the Warriors, 2-0. So far, there's a bad bounce out front here. See if the Steelers can capitalize on that. A couple of whacks there in the high slot area. But it will be Mackenberg coming up with a puck here for the Warriors. He crosses the blue line. Puts a wrister to the net, and Campbell makes the stop. McCullough-Messam holding the line there for the West Hants Warriors. Steelers just happy just to relieve the pressure and send it down. First back once again is McCullough-Messam. There's a pass there, not for anybody in particular, so Kyle McDonald will go back into his own end. To Brett now. Seymour. Oh, there was a collision there, and that's body contact. Is Giswold. It would have been a nice hit if you're allowed doing that in this league, but it's a no-no, and you can see that the Steeler player to Brett, not in good shape. A suicide pass. You see why they call him a suicide pass, is to Brett. Trying to shake the cobwebs out. And he gets some applause here from the faithful here at the Halifax Forum. So power play here for the Steelers. Just what the doctor ordered, but they got to cash in on it here, down by 2 goals. William Shields with both of them so far. Got to think that, you know, if there's anybody that's keeping an eye on things and scouts and stuff, that, you know, I'm sure that the Valley Wildcats, of course, they just named Brandon Benedict their new general manager. So they must be pretty happy if they can get their territorial rights to him. As he's coming back again, William Shields, and Campbell gets a piece of it. Looking for another shorthanded goal, but the Steelers are going to break out. Seymour for burst of speed near middle ice. Just gets it across the line. Reynolds has his pocket pit, and Shields with the steal again. Here comes Shields now. Shields. Oh, the stop by Campbell. He had his number that time, and Shields, of course, was hoping to get a hat trick and get it done and over with by the first period, but he's denied there by Campbell here. 1:17 left in the body contact penalty. Captain there of the Steelers asked to lead the face-off circle, Seymour. So coming in is Davison. Well, there's a clean face-off win by the Warriors. Not much on the shot. It's in the blue ice, and it's covered up. Warriors had a chance, even though they were fanning badly. Right there on the doorstep was Matthew Shields. But they keep it a 2-goal game for now. 1 minute, 9 seconds left in the penalty there for body contact. 4:22 left in the period. Puck in the corner, as you see. Warriors just happy to try to kill some time here, but the Steelers will get the breakout, led by Fitzgerald. Up the center ice, Fletcher picks that off. Ryan Fletcher. Also up there is Porter Kroll. Porter Kroll now. Oh, and a nice little move, and getting away was McPhee there for the Steelers. Fantastic defensive play. They really got to get the next one there if they want to make a game of it here at the Halifax Forum. Here's Seymour now. 3-on-2 now. And sends it over to Davison. Davison with a shot. It doesn't get through. Comes up with it. Kroll has to steer that towards the corner. 20 seconds left, and the body contact penalty there to the West Hants Warriors. Just frozen in along the boards there. Official right there telling them to play it. Steelers had it when Murphy came in and pinched in, and the Warriors are allowed to get it to center ice. And they may get one last dash. The penalty has expired, so they won't. But Jennings gets a shot, and it's blocked there by Leopold. Leopold now has it. Leopold has some size to her as well, and they'll send it to an open wing. And Hood will come up with the puck as he meets up with it near center ice area. With one hand, sends it towards the middle. Steelers pass a little bit too far out of the reach as they were trying to hit Carew. So that's a line you got to keep an eye on. Kennedy, Carew, Seymour line. That's their top line that's been doing the damage in the regular season. Hood now, burst of speed, but it's blocked there as Gillis gets in the way of that. Now put the pass out. Shearer now happy just to send it in and start a change here for the Steelers. 2.5 left to go in the opening period. Puck out center ice area. Hood now, that hits the shin guard and goes in behind the net. Warriors will come up with the puck, centering there. Shearer with the shot that doesn't get through. Steelers trying to get a 2-on-2 going, led by Kennedy. He gets across the blue line, has his stick checked, but they'll send it towards the corner. Gauguin going after it there for the Steelers. 2 to go left in the first period, 2-0. Kennedy, as they try to set him up, the pass is picked off, and there it goes. William Shields to the races again with a shot, scores! .13:10 the time of the goal, and I'm starting to feel like I'm repeating myself, but William Shields, all 3 goals, and it's all in the first period. He's still got an hour 30 minutes left in this one, but it's 3-0. McCollum Messam there slapping in towards the corner, another puck battle there. Rousseau up there. Delay penalty coming up here to the Steelers, so things not getting any easier. Roughing call. 13:35 And the penalty will be going to Davison. Power play brought to you by Atlantic Acura. All the power plays this weekend will be brought to you by Atlantic Acura. So if you're thinking about getting a new vehicle, think Atlantic Acura. Plenty of locations here in the HRM. Jodry now trying to settle it down. He was kind of pressured there by Fitzgerald. In the meantime, once again pressing his Porter Kroll. Shot there, and the battle there in front of the net. Ooh, there's a slash that right in front of the official, but getting away with it was Shearer there as we're under the last minute of play here in the first period. Warriors pressing once again. 44 seconds left to go, minute 19 left in the roughing penalty. Davison serving that one. The slapper so hard that it hits the inboard and goes back down into the Warriors zone. Will be a minute and 6 left to go here in the Atlantic Acura power play as that pass is too far out of the reach. And Tanea Sparks slams her stick down in disgust as she's not happy. 59 seconds left in the penalty there to Davison, who's off for roughing, and 24 seconds left in the opening period. All 3 goals, William Shields. You say a natural hat trick. You know, in my time covering sports here in Atlantic Canada, and we've covered championships like this in the past, I do not really recall seeing a player get a hat trick in the first period. Just that easy there by number 9, William Shields. Pass there too far out of the reach of Manders. Period winding down as the horn goes. There'll be 35 seconds carried over into the second period. So we're going to take a break and we'll be back with second period right after this. Here from the Halifax Forum, you're watching 360 Live's presentation of the 2019 Nova Scotia Pee-wee Provincial Hockey Championships. Play back underway here in the second period. 3-0 the score. West Hants Warriors leading the Sydney Steelers at the 2019 Nova Scotia Pee-wee Provincial Hockey Championships here at the Halifax Forum. Dan Hobson along for the call. Producers Neil Gordon and the entire 360 Live crew here at the Halifax Forum. Penalty has expired. So the Atlantic Acura power play not successful that time for the West Hants Warriors, but they might have gotten 3 shots there. And they lead this one by a score of 3-0, and it has been the number 9, William Shields story. Here's Hood now. Hood on the backhand, doesn't pull the trigger, tries the center, trying to set up Sparks down low, and that's unsuccessful as the puck gets out to center ice. Hood once again. Rousel has it. He'll get it now. Hood there from the drop pass there from William Shields. And getting a piece of it there was Campbell there for the Steelers. Leopold wrist shot, doesn't get through. Knocked down, is getting in the way. That one was Murphy there for the Steelers. And back out center ice. And whistle stopping play early here in the second period. A minute and 25 gone. Shields to take this draw here against Seymour. Actually, it might have been Reynolds, pardon me, so. And it is Reynolds that took that draw. It will be the Steelers to come out. To Brett, had it momentarily. Shields steals it. Was driving towards the net. Goes down on the play. Corbett looking for a call. None is coming there. Looked a little guilty, so guess the rest believed him, and he sold the call, so therefore won't be a power play coming up here, but Shields once again there is getting a piece of that. Was Campbell with his toe. Steers it away out of harm's way for the meantime. Back down it goes into the Warrior zone here on the icing. Close calls there as Brett was thinking that he might have got called for a penalty, and some of the, but of course nothing was called, so still remain even strength right now, 5 apiece. 5 skaters. Kroll wins that draw. Of course, be Pacific. It is actually Porter Kroll, number 11. There's a shot from the point there. Once again, McCullough Messam as it gets through a maze of players, and making the stop is Campbell. Looking pretty good so far here. Of course, you can't really blame him. You have one of the top scorers in the province coming in on you scoring 3 goals. He's not cheated, especially had, 2 partial breakaways, 1 a breakaway. And then, of course, was a rebound. That might have been not really anything that Campbell could do on that one, but maybe better defensive coverage in front there for the Steelers. But Shields came in with an impressive resume, and, well, he has really lived up to that as McCullough Messam with the puck once again. Sent towards the corner, but it's going to be Kennedy first there for the Steelers. Tried to put a pass up to Carew. It's picked off. It's now in the middle of the ice area. Matthew Shields now. Well, they'll put it right there to Sparks, who was allowed to snipe there from down low and miss the net. She was almost given a gift, and she almost took advantage of it and said thank you very much and made it a 4-0 game. Slapper there, and a stop there by Campbell as McCullough Messam steps into that one. Carew now, Kenzie Carew, all by himself, will send it in, and we'll start a change here for the Steelers. And it'll allow some room here for the Warriors, who are leading by a score of 3-0 as they hit center ice. Steelers just happy to send it down, and Chase Kroll will come out and play it for the West Hants Warriors. McCurry sends it in, but it's not in for long as it's sent down by the Warriors. A pass a little bit too far of the reach, so it will go for icing. Here in the second period. 3 minutes and 37 seconds gone. Fitzgerald will take this draw here against Hood. Austin Hood. Fitzgerald with the clean face-off win there for the Steelers, but they didn't get much of a shot as it goes in behind the net. Warriors will come up with it. And they'll hit center ice. And here they come on the attack. They just get it inside the line. Gillis comes up with it now for the Steelers and tries to get going the other way. Try to go through 3 white jerseys. That's not working well for him, so he'll send it towards the far side boards just outside the blue line. And the size advantage there, as you can see, that Manders is a big kid as well there for the West Hants Warriors. So puck battles, when he's involved in them, has a good chance they'll come up with the victory 9 times out of 10. Maybe even will be a little bit more accurate in terms of maybe say 50 to 60% of the time with puck battles. And the Steelers are going to take a penalty. It's not what was in their recipe here for baking this afternoon, as Gillis will go off. And body contact. Usually you see that a lot, like in terms of like women's hockey, of body contact, but you get up here, you get your intensity going, the emotions. First time maybe playing on, well, we'll say it, live stream, television. First time people get a chance to watch all year long. You have that little extra adrenaline, you got that blood pumping, so you come out of the norm of what you do. So body contact the call there for Gillis of the Sydney Steelers. Shot there, save there, another big pad save there by Campbell. Keeping it a 3-goal game. So far, we haven't had a chance to say a lot about Chase Kroll because it has been a show here for Campbell, the busier of the two goaltenders here in this one. And of course, the score that you see in the corner of your screen, whatever device you're watching, tells the story as well. 3-0, all goals off the stick of William Shields. Steelers will send it down. Kroll was thinking about coming out. Now he'll go back into his net. I don't know if Kroll's even really got a sweat here in this one. He hasn't really had too much in terms of tested shots. Shields again, and a stop there by Campbell. And you heard the stick and the equipment as Campbell makes the stop. Shields has got a powerful shot. He's almost like a triple D. He's almost like, you know, he's got size, he's got speed, and he's got a shot. So, I mean, he's got all the makings there. So there's a neck guard on there. So I'm not sure what player it is, but it's actually going to be number 13 there. Matthew Shields. So he picks it up. Usually thought if you had like a neck guard go off, you had to go off, but I guess that's not the point, as he picked it up and put it on and stayed in the play. Wrist shot there by Seymour that Kroll gets a piece out of, so he gets a little bit of action here in the second period. Might be his first shot, and it came at the 8:56 mark, as that's what's left here in the second period. Pass for Hood, too far out of his reach, but Kroll following up there for the Warriors, sends it in. Steelers happy just to try to get it out, but of course we talk about in this league, there is no flooding in between the first and second period in the early stages of a period as the penalty comes to an edge. So power play that was brought to you by Atlantic Acura down the drain there for the West Hants Warriors. And it's a 3-0. But a big shot there by Shields, the only one on the power play, and you could hear it right up here in our broadcast location. Corbett doing some nice little dangles, trying to get the shot, but can't. As coming over was McCall Messam, and they'll slap it off the boards and down into the Steelers zone now. Pass up the boards now. Steelers hit center ice. Here's Fitzgerald now on his opposite wing, trying to go wide against Manders. Manders with the body position, but he's going to be called for the penalty as he takes the man down. And he's going to be called for a trip. So Steelers bending here but not breaking in the second period, and they're rewarded as they're going to go to the power play, which is brought to you by Atlantic Acura. A tripping call to Manders. Seymour will skate in to take this draw here for the Steelers. And he'll win it cleanly. They tried to get the pass Murphy, and it went and splits the D of McDonald. And here's a foot race here as Ava Shearer trying to come up with the puck, and does for the Warriors, and doesn't get much on the shot, and it misses the target. A clean face-off win, and you'd think that the Steelers would be, licking their chops on that, but not the case. Back they come the other way, led by Reynolds into the corner. Follows up. Tyler Seymour now has his pocket pick. Warriors trying to clear. Oh, that's unfortunate as Cole Murphy did keep it in, but in the process sort of lost his balance, and it allows Rousseau to come up with the puck. Rousseau with a wrist shot well wide. Here's the guy who's got all the goals here, William Shields out there. one of them, of course, came shorthanded. 1:08 left in the penalty. So the Atlantic Acura power play here for the Sydney Steelers. Halfway through and nothing yet to show. McDonald loses his stick. Shields comes up, turns on the Jets. Wrist shot, and they try to go top shelf. Unsuccessful. Giswold with the shorthanded opportunity there. As it goes back down into the Warrior zone, and the Steelers ice the puck with 40 seconds left. And the penalty here to Manders, who's off for tripping. Scrambled draw, puck rolls in to Campbell, and Campbell covers up. They just put towards the net, never know what could happen, and Campbell has to make a stop. Of course, at this level, they don't keep track of the shots on goal. Warriors win the draw. Well, it's going to be the Steelers that will get the breakout going, led by Fitzgerald. Puck actually hits the West Warrior defender. In the meantime, proceeding is Corbett here. Gets across the line, drop pass, Fitzgerald, wrist shot. Not on target. Following up, Carew now. Carew, Fitzgerald, as you can see, the line changing already here for the Sydney Steelers, trying to maybe get something going here. Definitely have the puck possession battle as the penalty is over, as Manders is out of the box. And sent down the ice right on to Campbell, who covers up. When you have number 9, who's already got 3 goals in this game, you look up and that's the first jersey that you see. It's probably wise to cover it up, and does. So the Steelers Atlantic Acura power play results in 1 shot there for the Steelers, but no goals, and it's a 3-goal game. But Campbell's been sharp when has been called upon here so far. Kroll so far, well, there's a shot that actually hits his own man out front as Matthew Shields sends it towards the corner as Manders with the wrist shot. Sparks there on the doorstep looking for the pass, but it's going to be picked off here by the Steelers, and on the break is Jennings there. Gauguin gets the center ice and no further. As following up, Matthew Shields now of a wrister and a blocker save by Campbell. Not much on the shot there. Shearer sends it down low in behind the net there for Jennings. Or pardon me, Matthew Shields. And out center ice it is. Here's Kroll now. Porter Kroll makes a nice move. Gets to the middle, wrist shot, and a glove save by Campbell. He dropped it momentarily, but covers up. On a nice effort here by Porter Kroll. Now, when you think, of course, the West Hants Warriors, you think of William Shields, but Porter Kroll up there in terms of points as well. 10 goals, 21 assists, 31 points. But here's the talk about how great a season that William Shields have had. William Porter, or Porter Kroll, and Austin Hood are second and third in scoring in the regular season. Their points combined, they're still 3 shy of what William Shields did. So that goes to show you how strong a season he has had. Don't see stats really kept there in the Pee-wee, but came as a surprise to me. But, you know, William Shields had an impressive resume if you looked at the numbers, and he's lived up to that with 3 goals here so far. Shearer, bit of a floater there, that's a knuckler that's handled there by Campbell. 4:06 remaining here in the second period. All the scoring came in the first, and all the scoring came off the stick of William Shields. When you average about over 2 goals a game to get 3, that's pretty well a day at the office there for the West Hants Warrior. Puck in the corner now is, once again, the West Hants Warriors really controlling the play and keeping the Steelers pinned, but Steelers have had some good bounce back there. They've got a bend but don't break here in this second period. They're keeping it a 3-goal game. You really can't afford to give up that fourth. But they've really done a better job defensively. They realize who number 9 is, and they've really keeping close tabs on him. He hasn't really had many in terms of chances here in the second period, so kudos there to the Steelers. Oh, there's a collision between the fours, McAbur and Murphy. And play is called, body contact. That's our second body contact of the afternoon, and it's going against Murphy of the Steelers. .11:39, the time of that penalty. So 3:21 left to go in the period here, and Shields, Giswald out here. Fletcher and Manders will play the point here. Davison, the other winger there. That's your power play unit here for the West Hants Warriors. Sure, head coach Joe Campbell not too happy there, probably saying, well, it was 50-50. Why is my man fingered for the penalty? So I got an explanation there from the official. Steelers win the draw, send it down. Manders to settle it down and get the attack going here on the power play. William Shields now. A little bit of room. He'll put on the brakes. Manders now. Fletcher. Shields, wrist shot, scores! Not even a reaction out of him, 4-0. Atlantic Acura power play, very quick there for the West Hants Warriors. 12:10, the time of the power play goal. Power plays brought to you by Atlantic Acura. Shields looking for Mambo number 5 and gets it. Well, as soon as I said that they were doing a better job, the Steelers containing Shields, all of a sudden he has 2 quick goals just like that. 5-0. If anything that the West Hants Warriors coach Greg Riley probably wants is maybe spread the scoring out, because all of a sudden with Shields getting 5 goals in this one, and all the teams watching, the Glace Bay Mariners are in the crowd as well as the Ducks. I see them as well. He'd probably like to see a little bit of secondary scoring. Here's Jennings now. Has his stick lifted there by McCullough Messam there for the West Hants Warriors. Fitzgerald now can't get the shot. Finally does. Loose rebound, a couple of big saves there by Kroll as he gets some action here. He hasn't seen a lot of rubber. Probably needs to be reintroduced to the puck. Wrist shot and a stop there by Kroll. He was looking around for it. And once again, the Steelers trying to press here. Turbrett. There's a slapper there by McDonald. That doesn't get through. As it's still along the near side boards. West Warriors have it now. Minute and 23 left to go. They'll send it in. First back will be Corbett. Hood now for the Warriors. Sends it in behind the goal. Steelers fan on trying to send it along the near side boards. Leopold keeping it in there for the Warriors, but not for long as the puck comes back out to center ice. Leopold will go cross ice. As you hear, last minute of play here in the second period. Carew now slaps one, but that doesn't get through. Warriors on the attack once again. The pass a little bit too far for Hood. He catches up to it momentarily. Slapped back in the rest of the way by Ava Shearer. Hood goes in, bumps his man lightly. Centering pass, nobody there. Mackenberg comes in from the blue line. Wrist shot, hits a body. Players looking for the puck. They're looking one way, the puck's the other. Carew now trying to clear and gets a little bit of help from his teammate. They get it out to center ice area with 20 seconds left to go. Warriors will flip it in. Mackenberg goes in off for a change. Shearer forcing the play there for the West Warriors. Steelers happy to keep him there to the outside, but it goes to the far side as time winds down to end the second period. Well, it makes the scoring recaps easy when William Shields has all 5 goals there for the West Hants Warriors here. 3 in the first period from him, 2 late stages of the second period. 5-0 is where we stand after the opening 30 minutes of play. We'll be back here, but of course, when you have hockey tournaments like this, they couldn't be done without the gracious sponsors. So when you need some retail or need some, I guess if you need anything from the companies or think of them for supporting Nova Scotia Pee-wee hockey, here they are. And we'll be back with third period in about 15 minutes here on 360 Live. Play back underway here in the third period. A 5-0 lead here for the West Hants Warriors over the Sydney Steelers. Hi everybody, Dan Hobson, delighted to bring you this call here on 360 Live. And really, if you're just joining us here for the first time, here's what you've missed. It has been the William Shields Show. 3 goals in the first period, 2 in the second. And has his team up there leading by a score of 5-0. 40 seconds gone. I promised everybody a look at the standings here. Of course, Glace Bay Miners with their win earlier today, 4-3 over Halifax. Tassa Ducks 6-1 winners. And right now, West Hants Warriors up there. So as a result of the 6 goals that the Ducks had earlier, they are now in first place. Glace Bay is in second with 4. And right now, West Hants looking like that they will move into second when this was over because they have 5 goals. They'll have 1 more goal than Glace Bay. As of course, the goals for will determine the tie factor in the 7-team championships. And we're back underway, as I mentioned, here in the third period. So, not sure what the coaching staff here of the Steelers had to say to the troops, but you know pretty well you're going to have to go out and battle. And I mean, the thing is, when you get into ties and situations, as I mentioned earlier, goals help. So even if you know that you may not win the game, you still need to put pucks into the net to try to, you know, if you get in that situation, to get yourself out of a tiebreaker by using your goals for to help you get out of any potential tie breakers. McPhee slaps it to an open corner, and it will be first back there, Jodry there for the West Hants Warriors. Fitzgerald now, he's looked pretty good. He's just been a little bit snake bitten, right in the blue ice, and Gauguin had a chance, and Kroll with the stop. Best chance of the afternoon there for the Steelers. No goal, and it remains 5-0. Of course, we remind our 360 Live viewers that we will have the opening ceremonies here of the 2016 Pee Wee Provincial Championships. That is coming up at roughly 5:45. So there'll be that going on, and then the finish off with our final game of the day at 6:30. Halifax Hawks, who are at 0-1, they will take on Bedford in the battle of the Central Minor Hockey Federation teams. I'm looking forward to that one. 2 teams that do know each other. Met 4 times in the regular season. So make sure you stick around for that game. Should be probably maybe the game of the day. Of course, our first one was pretty good, but the Glace Bay Miners got 3 goals early in the first period and ran away with it. But Hawks fought back and make it 4-3. The second one, it was all Ducks against their Pictou Crushers, 6-1 and 5-0. So maybe that has the chance to be the main event game of the day. Scores! This time somebody other than William Shields makes it 6-0. Shields will get an assist. But you can see not much of a celebration for them as they skate back to center ice. It's Davison that gets the goal, 6-0. As I said, I didn't know really how this game was going to go because I really thought, you know, based upon the numbers and a backhand chances falling back behind the net there was the West Hants Warrior player. But just to finish my point, I didn't know how this game was going to go. It had the potential to go 2 ways, and it is the Warriors running away with a 5-goal performance there from William Shields. And Davison giving them some secondary offense here, 6-0. 11:27 left to go here in the third period. And what a tough start here for the Sydney Steelers. Joseph Campbell's team out of Sydney. Put this one. Do whatever you got to do to get this out of your memory and come back tomorrow. All 7 teams play. Of course, today Halifax was the one that has 2. Of course, then everybody plays 2 tomorrow, so. Except for Halifax. Tasha will play at 8 and 4. Sydney has to come back for an 8 o'clock game against Tassa, so another tough one, so the schedule maker's not really nice to them. Give them William Shields and the Ducks, who are undefeated this year, the first 2 games, but you want to win a championship, you got to beat the top teams. So that will be how we start the 8 o'clock games tomorrow. 7 games on tap. Tassa, Ducks, Sydney. West Hants will take on Halifax. Pictou versus Bedford at 12. Battle of the Cape Breton Pee-wee Hockey League as Glace Bay and Sydney will go at it at 2. Don't think they know each other, do you? Just kidding. This one should be good. Halifax and Tassa. At 4 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock, West Hants versus Pictou. And 8 o'clock, Bedford versus Glace Bay. Another stop there for Campbell. Kind of maybe thought that you might see Owen Stonehouse here for the Steelers here in the 3rd period, as you know, definitely the result is within hands. Maybe get him some playing time, but obviously that they probably definitely need to have Stonehouse fresh for that first game in the morning. So gonna continue to go with Campbell the rest of the way here in this one. Pretty good idea there for Coach Joe Campbell. Frozen in behind the boards there. Behind the net there, tic-tac-toe as Leopold was on the doorstep. But unable to connect. And back come the Steelers the other way. 3 wide, led by Seymour Kennedy. Seymour there. Kennedy was looking for the trailing pass. It didn't come to him. It comes to the face-off circle, picked off there by the Warriors. And here they are in transition, led by Hood. Kroll also up there. Porter Kroll. Hood stopped there by Campbell. Loose rebound, a one and done. And quickly, Steelers try to get something going on the attack, but they get the center ice and had the puck go off their stick. And just like that, the West Warriors have it once again. Trailing pass there. They're trying to hit Hood. Hood was getting late at the end of the shift. Wasn't quite ready for that pass. Fitzgerald here will send it in. Looked and decided to go in after it. Defense change there for the Steelers as we come up to the 6-minute mark here of the 3rd period, and it has been all West Hants Warriors. The Nova Scotia Mainland AAA Pee-wee Hockey Champions 6-0. And another toe save there by Campbell. Definitely like the rebound control here by Campbell. He's really steering it towards the sticks of his teammates, and pretty well a 1, and then all of a sudden the Steelers are off the other way, but they just can't seem to get across and get something going offensively. But the rebound control for Campbell has been good. Of course, you got to look at these championships and maybe look at players. Of course, one of the things we're also going to be looking forward to as well on Saturday, the skills competition, and I have a funny feeling that maybe number 9 in the blue, orange, and white jersey right now. Hint, hint, had the puck momentarily there, maybe in that skills competition. I feel sorry for the goaltenders already. 7 minutes gone here in the 3rd period. Steelers come up with it on the far side boards. Not liking the traffic will come over here as they try to set Jennings up here and try to get something going on the attack there for the Steelers. Pass up the middle. Gets by a couple of blue jerseys. Warriors happy to send it in on Campbell, and he'll cover up for the stoppage. How many times he has to look up and see William Shields there right on his doorstep. So he covers up. 7:37 left to go, and the time on the clock here for Joel Campbell and the Steelers not going by quick enough. Murphy. That actually hits a stick, wrist shot, and that doesn't get through, and it came right to Mr. Johnny on the spot here this afternoon, William Shields. Steelers have it. Reynolds. Once again, lost a shot there and hits the post. They almost got goal number 7. And for the West Hants Warriors, you really can't, fault them there as that goes in. The Campbell covers up, and a little poke there by William Shields afterwards, but nothing much in terms of post-whistle activities. But for the Warriors, you got to keep playing like this because, as your tournament goes on, you're going to have to face the stronger teams, and you really don't want to take your foot off the pedal. And, of course, goals for, as I mentioned earlier in the standings here in the third period, it helps you. So they have to really keep it on. And for the Sydney Steelers, it just, as I said, you got to put this and lock it away. If you get a copy, burn it. Maybe watch it, use it for helpful purposes, but take what you can from it. There's a hard hit there, and the Warrior player goes down. In the meantime, Steelers pressing, and Steelers were maybe lucky. In the meantime, McIntyre now cuts across on his opposite wing there, and there's a body check there by Alexander Gillis as he just sort of bumps him, and body contact will be the call. 6:27 remaining, so 8:33 the time. So the power play here by the West Hants Warriors, brought to you by Atlantic Acura. Gillis will serve 2 or less for body contact. Manders now faked, and then he'll send it in. It goes in behind the goal. Slapped there by the Steelers, but it still stays in. Manners gets the pass. They keep it to the outside. Sparks now. That hits a shin guard. Steelers get it out to center ice. Here's a foot race. Seymour now has a short-handed chance. Seymour going in on Kroll. Stopped by Kroll. Best chance of the game, and Seymour did everything, but up to the task was Kroll. Amazing story here about the West Hants Warriors. We haven't really talked about it a lot. One goaltender in the regular season, that's Chase Kroll, so they have to go with him start to finish, so you can definitely know that he's probably seen a lot of pucks here this 2018-2019 season, and he saw one there and stopped it and closed the door. A short-handed chance, 57 seconds left in the Gillis penalty, and Seymour has to think about that one. In the meantime, a shot. Campbell with a rebound. Hood there coming up. Dive, but didn't have any control, and the puck slides in behind the goal. Left a rebound. I was talking about Campbell's rebound control. That was a little bit iffy on that one. 36 seconds left in the penalty to Gillis. He's off for body contact. Warriors happy to set it in and get a change. It's laid offside. A piece of debris that's on the ice. See a mouth guard of one of the players. Roseal there puts it back in and stays out there. Hood there falling down with a wrist shot out of control. He wants a call, and ask and you shall receive, says the official. And a tripping call, so it'll be a 2-man advantage for 16 seconds. McDonald off. .10:17 the time of that one. 5-on-3, the first one of the afternoon, coming in the late stages. Hood on the draw against Reynolds. Scrambled draw. Hood will come up with it. Wrist shot. It hits a body. And boy, McPhee, he feels that. That's smarts. Getting in the way of that one, trying to get some feeling in that leg. It hit him in a place where there's no equipment. Maybe up like in the little thigh. As the meantime, the penalty to Gillis is over. It's a 5-on-4. And finally, stoppage and play, the penalty song goes on, but I don't see anything in terms of a penalty. The back official, and I finally see it's a hooking call. He calls it. Going against Hood. Hood wondering what I do. So that will notify the power play, and that will send the puck down 200 feet. And it's a 4-minute penalty. Well, this is a good chance here for the Steelers. Be a forced side for a minute and 37, but double minor. See if it's a spear. Like, you don't see far. I think it's a spearing penalty. It is. So 4 minutes. 4-on-4 for a minute and 30. West Warriors in control once again. They'll send it back. McCollum Messam wrist shot, and that's stopped as Campbell once again closes the door. Jodry trying to send it towards the corner, picked off by the Steelers and sent off the boards and down. A minute and 8 left, and the McDonald penalty. Hood off for West Hants for a spear. So they'll have a prolonged power play once they kill the remaining 50 seconds off of this one. Shields with the puck, sends it back. Wrist shot, teed up, doesn't get through as it's blocked down low. Getting in the way of that one there was Cole Murphy there for the Steelers, and back down it goes. Shearer now. Pardon me, Leopold. And now she has it once again. Ava Leopold goes rink wide. 27 seconds left in the penalty there to McDonald. And another goal just like that makes it 7-0. Four on four. For another 17 seconds. 2:56 remaining here in this one. That rolls into Campbell and covers up, and maybe a lapse of concentration for Campbell on that last one. So just a reminder that coming up at 5:45, we'll have the opening ceremonies here of the 2019 Nova Scotia Pee-wee Provincial Championships. And we'll have our final contest of the night. The Halifax Hawks will play their second of the day. And they will take on the Bedford Blues, the defending champions from this event from last year. They won it in St. Margaret's Bay on Tassa Duck territory. But they're going to be hard-pressed to do it. As a penalty there to McDonald is over, so 2:17 will be left here in the double minor to Hood. Wrist shot there is stopped as Davison got all of that one, but Campbell up to the task. 2 minutes and 32 seconds left in this one. Talked about getting some secondary scoring. The first 5 goals of the game went to William Shields, and they are starting to get it. So I imagine that's something that's probably going to make Greg Riley happy with the West Hants Warriors here. Here's Fitzgerald now, has some room. Fitzgerald going in. Puck poked there by Fletcher, and then proceeds to crash into the goal. And I don't know how Kroll's still standing up, but needless to say, but in the meantime, things starting to get a little bit chippy and chatting afterwards. Tempers flaring. Minute 55 left and the penalty to Hood. Well, scoring recap in case you just joined us here. My name's Dan Hubs. Delighted you could join us here for the Nova Scotia Pee-wee Provincial Hockey Championships. Of course, this power play here for the Sydney Steelers is brought to you by Atlantic Acura. Seymour to take the draw. Now to get that recap here. 5 goals, 5 straight there for William Shields. 3 in the first, 2 in the second. And that's pretty well been the story. They've gotten some extra insurance here in the third period from other people besides Shields, and it's 7-0. Corbett there with a wrister there that hits a body and goes towards the corner. Reynolds and a West Hants Warrior player shoving there as he's right in the doorstep. Elbows exchange, you can see it. Wrist shot, scores! Kroll looking maybe for some interference, but the shutout is broken. It is a power play goal. Atlantic Acura power play goal makes it 7-1. 13:09 the time. Well, if anything, that will give them something positive to take over. Tyler Seymour, the goal scorer. Wrist shot, and of course there was a battle in front. And that is a great team goal there by the Steelers, because they were basically in the kitchen of Kroll, and it was a good one-on-one battle there, as I was talking about, in front of the net. And it must have distracted Kroll enough that he just couldn't see the shot. He wasn't too happy after it. Shutout gone. But most importantly, they are a minute away here from sealing this one 7-1. We started the day off with a 4-3 game and then had a 6-1 and now a 7-1. But I have a funny feeling that game there between the Blues and the Hawks in a battle of Central Minor Hockey Federation teams is going to be a dandy. Blues defending champions, Hawks the host. Banked off the boards there. A shot there from the point. They tried to get it from a short angle, or sharp angle, pardon me. And it's back out the center ice area. 28 ticks left in this one. Rumbling and bumbling there were the Warriors, but they aren't able to get a shot as the puck will now come back out the neutral ice area. Seymour, the goal scorer. Shearer bumps it off his stick. And play is stopped. Just 8 seconds left here in this one. Giswold will go to the box 2 or less. Of course, less being only 8 seconds left. So, pretty well for 8 seconds he'll go to the box. And that's a 4-minute penalty, so one of the things that I think that probably the Warriors are probably going to be concerned about is the fact that getting so many penalties late here in the third period, and there have been double minors. Giswold a double minor here, but it's pretty elementary now. 7-1 will be the victory here for West Hants Warriors. Steelers trying to get it in, get a shot here, and get another goal before it's over, but Kroll will make the save, and that's how this one ends. 5 straight there by William Shields in the first and second period was definitely the difference maker here in this one. 7-1. West Hants continues to be undefeated, you take in this regular season and into these playoffs. As you see right now, the Warriors there shaking hands. Of course, they probably wanted to get the shutout there for Kroll, but it was not to be. And for the Steelers, as I say, just put this one away and come back tomorrow morning. It's, I mean, what a test it's been for them. Take on the West Hants Warriors, top team in the Nova Scotia Mainland League, and then you have to take on the top in the Central Minor Hockey Federation, the Tossa Ducks. Not an easy schedule for them, and they have just a short turnaround and be back here at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So as you see, they're finished the handshakes. There's players of the game presentation coming up in just a couple of seconds. They play Bobby Roode's Glorious in the background, but I'm sure that the Sydney Steelers don't think that there's anything glorious about this one. Looks like of course, the opening ceremonies are getting everything ready for it, so the smoke has come out. So no, place is not on fire, folks. They're just testing the smoke there for that. Fitzgerald, the player of the game. Brylan Fitzgerald, can't disagree with that one. He was all over the place there and had some chances. Seymour may have got a goal, but overall game performance, like Fitzgerald's play, he'll get the player of the game here for the Steelers. 6 goals. That's amazing. He got 6 of the 7 goals. William Shields, but they come in promised that he was going to be great, and he was. 49 goals in the regular season and 6 here in the playoffs. First game. Yeah, that gets you player of the game. William Shields, number 9. So that's going to wrap it up for now. We have, of course, the opening ceremonies. They will be coming up in just about 19 minutes from now at 5:45. So you can feel free to stick around. And of course, we'll give you updates on all of the action that has happened earlier today when we come back for our 6:30 game. It is the Bedford Blues, defending champions, taking on the Halifax Hawks. For now, we'll sign off, and we'll see you for the opening ceremonies at 5:45. For the entire 360 Live crew, my name's Dan Hobson. So long from the Halifax Forum.